Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included here in the One Duplicant Challenge. In the previous episode we set up this contraption right here in order to produce our first supercoolant. Now of course this ability is super cool, however we don't have any contraptions in desperate need of it just yet. In order to change that, I figured today we could launch a rocket with a couple of rovers modules and also explore a bunch of these planetoids here. With a single trip of the petroleum rocket, we should be able to visit 2 planetoids' orbits and then still make it back, deploying 1 rover for each. I already took myself the liberty of adding these rover modules here for the cost of 1 solar panel, so we are still producing enough watts in order to use the data bank machine if we want to. I think at this point we're already ready to launch the rocket. I'm not gonna bother removing the telescope even though we're not gonna require it, and as you can see right here, the orbital data collection lab requires 60 watts, which is something we can provide with the solar panel. So without any further ado, let's change the target, and I want to make sure we take an optimal route. We could go over here in 5 moves, then another 1, 2, 3 moves, and then make it back, easy peasy. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and actually do that. Launch that rocket. Are we ready for this? I certainly hope so. Good times, good times. And back to crafting some more data banks. I mean, even if we don't need more data banks, it's still gonna improve our operation skill. It might be wiser to just set up a hamster wheel here, so we don't actually waste any plastic resources. My current rocket speed is 2.8 tas per cycle, which is not bad for a fully burdened petroleum rocket. My piloting skill currently seems to be at 50, so there's another 50 levels to go, and I certainly hope that it's going to improve our speed tremendously. It looks like soon enough we're going to be out of excellent fruit. I did not think that day would come, so we're going to add a little bit of berry sludge to this when we come back. There we go, 3 seconds to go. And we are in orbit. Wonderful. That means we're going to deploy the first rover module right now. I would say we're going to do this right here, and then we can dig our way into the planetoid. I think this one is going to be quite diggable. Let's actually witness this. Where are we? Osista. And we have a rover at our disposal. With that out of the way, I'm going to change course over into the next orbit in order to deploy the second rover, and we can take our sweet time exploring this world. Looks like this was the right planetoid to actually land on in order to get on the path of crafting some insulation. So I would say first order of business is going to be to dig over here and kind of gain access to this part. Now it would be great to gain access to a little bit of sedimentary rock. This way we can also build ladders, and that is going to be important. Yeah, the robots are definitely not the fastest, but now that we have a bunch of ladders, let me see, sedimentary rocks. Yeah, honestly, we don't really have to open this up. I already know this is going to be the tree that we have to feed calories. And looking at the planetoid, is there anything else interesting? The tungsten volcano, so that's another thing we want to find and tame. For now, I'm just going to make my way down here in order to grab some more of this sedimentary rock. And that means we can just make our way further down here. Maybe even complete the ladder towards the top, and maybe another thing we could do is prevent gases from escaping, so we can actually take advantage of the polluted oxygen, which is also breathable. So far so good. I got my ladder shaft here. I really want to know what we can find right here, and that is actually not possible with a rover because everything here is covered with granite. Finally, I'm gonna give in. People wanted me to do this every season I played this game, but essentially you can just up the priority here to this guy and then check out the alert on the top there. So we now know this is a tungsten volcano here, and we can do the same thing over here. This is, what can we see here? A hydrogen vent. There are also more tungsten volcanoes submerged, but at least we have access to one that isn't submerged, and that is effectively everything we need. There's actually one more thing that we could discover. What is this? Another hydrogen vent. Okay, that would actually also provide enough power. But look at that, it's a tiny planetoid and we essentially discovered most of it. I think we just reached our second destination here with Kudera. Let's overview the planetoid. Not really much we can see here, but we can still deploy the rover module. Let's maybe do it. This one is going to be difficult. Let me see, what is this even? Igneous rock. Okay, we can dig that up and build ladders with it. But we cannot actually dig through the bleach stone. So I'm going to land my rover right here, and then we should be able to make our way down. Look at that, it is really chilly here. Okay, so now I just need to dig up a little bit of igneous rock wherever I can. And that also means with the rocket, I can make my way back home. I'm gonna go to orbit so I don't forget to re-equip the Atmo suit. Oh, check this out. I think we have some asteroids. What is this? Of course, the moose. I've never actually seen them in person. Good, we now have enough igneous rock to make our way down and also reveal some of this territory. And in the meantime, here on the other planetoid, I'm just gonna try to reveal as much as possible, and then maybe with the rest of the batteries, I'm just gonna dig whatever I can. I mean, it's a good thing we also have so much coal here, so we can just get things started using coal generators. And then on Kudera, we just wanna make our way down wherever we can. Okay, so far this planetoid doesn't look too interesting to me, except for the gas grass and the gassy moose here. We got a chlorine gas vent here, not really what I'm looking for. Yeah, let's maybe check it out on the star map. It's the only thing here, so this is really not a planetoid we want to establish anything on, except for getting access to this farm animal. So in my humble opinion, this is a very low priority planetoid. But I'm still gonna make my way down here somehow, and maybe over yonder. I just want to explore as much of the planetoid as possible already. And of course I'm still doing the very same thing here with the first robot, which, let me see your charge. It's still 148 kilojoules. Are you serious? I could do all of this? Wow. Okay, so we just have to keep on giving commands. On the warmer planetoid here, it's gonna be much easier to just keep on digging. Here I have plenty of stuff to dig away that the rover is capable of. However, on Kudera, there really is just granite. I mean, we could get rid of carbon dioxide and some igneous rock, but mostly everything is protected with granite. So I think I'm gonna let my duplicants take care of that eventually. Alrighty, we are back and I'm already on my second trip. This time around we will visit Frostibo. And then we're gonna make our way all the way over to Obsidio, though I don't think we actually need something from here. No, that's a lie. Niobium volcano. This playthrough around, it would actually be nice to tame that. In the meantime, on the planetoids, I'm just doing whatever I can already in preparation, so the duplicant has fewer tasks to do. And since we still have more than half of the capacity, we should really make use of it as much as possible. Same thing on the other planetoid, we're just gonna go ahead and dig out everything we can. And just like that, we have arrived. Let's deploy the first rover. It's gonna be no sense here since we cannot really make our way into here. So this is gonna be the planetoid with the temporal tear opener. That means if we do this right, maybe, just maybe, we can make our way into here. And then we're gonna make our way to the next planetoid. And here is our module. Wonderful. Let's start to take things apart layer by layer. Let's maybe also deconstruct the rover already. We get rid of these tiles, afterwards these tiles, and then I should just drop into the void. There we go. Let's see if that actually works. Wonderful. So now theoretically I can go ahead and dig my way into here. And I also might be able to make my way over yonder and go down this place. Also, this planetoid not very large, and we can see iron volcanoes here. Let's actually check what else we should be able to find. Just iron volcanoes. So the only important or interesting part on this planetoid is the temporal tear opener. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do much since there is an abyssalite layer we just cannot go past. So all we can really do is just take apart all the tiles we currently are capable of deconstructing with the rover. Wonderful, we just arrived in orbit here. Let's deploy the second rover. This time around we're not gonna make it far, but if we land here we're still gonna reveal a substantial amount of the terrain, and then we're just gonna try to melt the rover. So I cannot really land in here, but I can land in this cavity at least. Let's go ahead and try that out. And of course in the meantime I'm gonna make my way back to the main planetoid and then refuel and prepare another batch of rovers. Let's see if that actually works out. Okay, rover, what is your temperature? The melting point is 1000 degrees, but yeah, as you can see, we've revealed a substantial amount of the terrain. And looking at this, all we have to do to get rid of the lava is to pump it into space. Like right here, we have the Niobium volcano. That is actually going to be fairly interesting. Now, unfortunately, I cannot really do anything other with this rover. I cannot even make it move because there's no legitimate command I can give. So now, oh, there we go. Actually, it just melted. And there's just a little bit of copper left. What about the lander? That should also melt any moment. Yeah, there we go. We have reached the temperature and it is gone. Looks like we were never here and we don't have to talk about it. But at least we already know just how far down the Niobium volcano is going to be. So this means we only have to make one more trip over to Hydrini, and then to the last planetoid, Sedimista. This planetoid here is going to be the easiest to tame because we don't really have to take care of oxygen. We just breathe away the polluted oxygen here, take care of our stuff. We have to make a tamer for the Niobium volcano, and we have to make a setup so we actually send food over and then send the liquid resin back. On Kudera, on the other side, we don't have to prioritize that planetoid. However, Obsidio, this one is really intriguing. I do want access to the Niobium volcano, and this would be a little adventure, getting rid of all that magma. I don't think it's actually going to be such a pain in the butt. We'll have to see. Maybe the beginning is going to be a little tedious, but we should be able to funnel our way down here and then gain access to all that good stuff. Look at that. There's some raw Niobium to grab, just like that. So I also would like to prioritize this planetoid. By the way, the rocket speed now just hit 2.9 tiles per cycle, so a little bit better. Here we are back in orbit of our home planetoid. Let's go ahead and change that. Make sure we equip the suit right away before we leave the rocket. And then I also want to replace this machine with a hamster wheel, because we are now at this point probably just wasting the plastic and everything. And here it is, landing. We just have to make sure to refill everything. This time around, I also have to refill the fridge. Well, let me see. And as a matter of fact, I'm doing it right away. This is good. How much space do I have? 20 kilograms. I'm gonna reduce this to 10 kilograms. Am I still doing it? No? Okay. So I'm building the generator now. And then I also need to make sure to refill the oxalite as soon as possible. I'm probably gonna set this to priority 6. Let's have a quick look at the oxalite production. Is it still ongoing? Yeah. And here comes my dupe, just grabbing the oxalite and going up. Man, I'm so quick. And there it is. Just enough oxalite. I'm gonna let my dupe kind of catch up with the chores around the base, like getting some new magma from the looks of it. Yeah, this actually turned out a pretty good system. I don't have to do this very often, like every 10 cycles or so. And then usually one refill is gonna do. Sometimes I require 2 because the magma takes a while to actually update all the way towards the left side. But now I'm coming with my second load, and that should then be everything we need. And there, the door closes, everything is done, and this is now gonna last for quite a while again. Something else I want to do is allow a little bit more of the gases to go through here. We have like doubled the pressure on the top just because we aren't allowing the gases to pass through. Good, and now with the deodorizers and the water sieve resupplied, we're gonna make it to our next mission. Let's go ahead, change the destination again. Let's start with this planetoid first, and I should not begin the launch sequence just yet because we haven't refilled the rover modules. So I gotta make sure to do that first. But yeah, I would say we're gonna catch us as soon as I made my way to the second to last planetoid. And just like that, I'm actually back in orbit. We can deploy the first rover. Let me see. I would have loved to place it somewhere in the water, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So we're just gonna deploy it right there. Change the target to go over to the last planetoid. Welcome, rover. You're first gonna take care of your capsule, and then I guess we're just gonna try to make our way down. So just a staircase pattern. All we have to do for now is explore, make sure we actually discover all the features of this planetoid. Geez, this planetoid here is going to be quite easy to tame. Since we have all of this water, we can also use it for oxygen production and everything. For now, I'm just going to make my way down and just make sure we reveal as much of the terrain as possible. Inside the rocket, I now got the manual generator. This is still improving my operation skill, and it's not interfering with the rocket control station either, as you can see. We just arrived in orbit again. Looking at Hadrini now, I don't think we're gonna discover much more. Also, the vents and geysers are not gonna be something I will prioritize, but if we are ever lacking water, I guess this is gonna be the planetoid to go to. Let's now deploy the last rover over here. Yes, nice. Okay, we can make it all the way down here. That is perfect. And I'm gonna make my way back in order to refuel once again. But we will not have to do the rovers anymore. I mean, look at this planetoid. It's tiny. What is this? I cannot even take it seriously, but this is gonna be a pain in the butt to dig below. Yeah, I think we should try to go down here. We can even take apart the mafic rock, and then I should be able to progress here a little bit quicker. But this is not a large planetoid at all, and in terms of vents, it's only got a steam vent and nothing else of interest, maybe just the regolith. I mean, we can definitely send the regolith back home as a filtration medium. Let's also go into the other direction here, and we should be able to dig our way below there. Yeah, just try to reveal what we can see on the other side here. And then if possible, I also would like to make my way up here somehow, get over there, and then figure out what we can find in this room. We actually just got another achievement for that. Land dupes or rovers on all worlds in the cluster. Just what I expected. Gotta make sure to grab some of that juicy mafic rock as building materials. That should already suffice if we just go ahead and mine what we can see here. I gotta say though, Hydrini is one of the largest planetoids apart from the starting one. Yeah, this is quite intriguing, just absolutely useless. I mean, we can find some arbitraries here on the plus side. But yeah, here we go, we've done it. We've actually visited all 6 planetoids. We know which 2 planetoids are the most important ones and which ones we can postpone actually colonizing. Great stuff. I'm gonna make my way back and then we can get into the planning phase of colonizing the first planetoid with a rocket. So I'm just gonna keep on building here until we reach the bottom part. The rover here is incredibly slow, but we're gonna make it. And then I also kind of want to ladder my way over here, see if we can find something else. But according to the planet overview, nothing of interest. Great stuff. I would say with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today's episode. Let me know what you want to see first. Should we go ahead and colonize the magma planetoid, finally get some niobium in the joint? That would actually be a great combination with the supercoolant we just got. But yeah, apart from that, I'm open for suggestions. And with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Have a great time and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next video. Bye bye.